welcome back, Flow State of Mind video blog here. I'm fortunate enough to be here with Bernardo here from Brazil. We just got done with our FlowFit seminar and we're here at the hotel. We thought we'd take advantage of the time and do an interview with him. His background, he's a TACFIT team leader and director in South America?
In Brazil.
In Brazil.
Yes.
And he has a lot to share about just what he does, his movement patterns, how he teaches this, and I think it will be really insightful for you guys.
Thank you for the opportunity to be in here and to share my background with you. Okay.
No problem. And your first language is not English.
It's not English, it's Portuguese, and it's not so good as well.
But we'll do the best we can. So the first question I have for you is, how did you get involved in TACFIT and CST?
Yes. I started my background with physical activity, doing martial arts, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, Krav Maga, and I always enjoyed training for a purpose, not for aesthetics. So I have my time doing like bodybuilding training, but I was not happy, and I started to digging out of the conventional fitness market, and I started training with kettlebells, and later I started to work with clubbells after meeting the Scott Sonum work. And I started this new approach of training by using clubbells. That's it.
Awesome. Very cool. And how have you seen the clubbell transform your athleticism compared to how you were previously?
This kind of training approach demands you to be more focused and more conscious about what you're doing, and you need to be totally concentrated during the trainings and the skill practice, and this called my attention because it looks much more like a martial art than what I was doing previously.
Very cool. I ask all of my interviewees this question, so feel free to take a moment to think about the question if you need to. How do you define flow state of mind? What does that mean to you?
I used to go to trance-like state when I was a child without difficulty. I was a pretty imaginative child, I can say that. And flow to me, it means like being in a spot where nothing can take my focus and my will. And this kind of training, TACFIT, FlowFit, the clubbell training brought this back to my life. After my childhood, I lost this for a while, and I feel much more connected to my inner self and my capabilities after starting to work out with movement and with this level of consciousness.
That's pretty incredible. That's it.
Okay.
It seems simple to you because you are a master now. But how does this land for the people that you train and just the Brazilians that you see and that you're working with?
Oh, I think they, at the beginning, start the process by feeling what this kind of exercise delivered to me. I pass the passion of what I do and what I feel about the exercise to them. So they trust in me because they can feel the energy and the amount of passion I have for this work. And I believe it's all start by this. It's an exchange of energy, and then they start to dig down into the techniques and the more like scientific approach to the training. But it starts all by exchanging energy.
Very cool. Do you consider yourself, I guess in a way that would almost be like you're sort of a yoga teacher undercover, but if you're teaching people to shift their energy and their consciousness a little bit.
Yes.
But you also spend a lot of time doing martial arts training.
Yes, my whole childhood was based on martial arts. I never was good in other kind of sports, collective sports. I was doing well with martial arts, and this gave me more confidence, and this is what I think it's most important, the willpower and the confidence, self-confidence. And this is what I try to pass most to my students. I even don't like to say clients, I prefer to refer them as students.
All right, Bernardo, what is your specialty? What sets you apart in the fitness industry in Brazil?
By now, a few people are working with TACFit, Club Bell workouts, and FlowFit, and this kind of differentiate me in the market, and it's a hard stuff because some people think I'm crazy to do this kind of movements and stuff, but I think this is in a positive way, because all that is new and that the people don't understand, they try to avoid, but there is where I want to go.
That's awesome. So where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years? Do you have any major goals for being, director in Brazil? Like
Yes, I have some long-term and medium-term plans, but I try to stay focused on the moment. This is a cliche, but it's true. I'm thinking about my CST certification tomorrow, and that's it.
Did you prepare a lot for that?
Yes, 4 to 6 months preparing specifically to this certification, and now it's time to do the work.
Most people don't really know about CST certification or what that preparation involves. Would you mind just filling us in on what you did for your training, and then how, if you incorporated any flow state or
Yes.
Active recovery, meaningful recovery?
In order to achieve the standards, the physical standards for the CST, I was using Club Bells twice a week and mobility drills every day, in the morning and in the night, because I have a stiff background. I have a lot of issues on my lower back prior to met Scott Sonnen work, and specifically I was working 6 months for this. It's a periodization specific to the certification, and that's all.
Awesome. So as you were going through that, and you had, I imagine you used a 4-day wave or 7-day
Yes.
wave?
No, it wasn't the 4-day wave. It's a different kind of wave. I was using Into Flow in this order: Into Flow, FlowFit, Trial by Fire. It's the test we need to do with Club Bells. It's 400 reps of 3 kinds of movements in less than 15 minutes. So it's a real trial by fire, and I was using a 3-day wave, which I repeat twice a week, and then I have 1 day of complete rest on this Sunday. And I repeat that for 4 months straight.
Wow, that's incredible. I think it probably takes a lot of mental endurance to be able to commit to that kind of training.
Yes,
Do
you start to get a little bit bored about the repetition, but this is what makes success. It's the consistency. So you need to stay brave on your track and keep doing the work.
Do you have a meditation practice or any sort of mindfulness practice?
I used to have a complete meditation session during my days, but now I meditate walking or working out. It's the state of mind that matters. It's not what you do itself. You can be talking to someone, you can be walking on the street, you can be there or you can't be there. It's your consciousness that will tell if you are there or not.
I've been practicing that myself with all this learning that I've gained from all these different modalities, and learning how to be in flow state during my exercise. Now I can flip it on when I'm walking down the street or walking in nature, and it's positive psychology. It helps you to be able to handle what the world throws at you. And also, my last question for you is, what have you seen change in your life since you've incorporated flow back into your body and into your mind, it sounds like, with your meditation? Has there been any significant
Yes,
changes?
thankfully it changed everything. and I like changes. I am not opposed to changes, and every challenge, it's a gift you have, because you have the opportunity to remove what you don't want or what you don't need and bring new stuff to your life. And FlowFit put me in a situation to notice that I had a lot of mistakes and I chose some bad things to do in my earlier life, and now I have the opportunity to raise my consciousness and my body athleticism to another level.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for being here. It's
Thank
awesome
you.
to have you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this interview with Bernardo. He's going to be rocking his trial by fire tomorrow. Stay tuned for other interviews on summerhuntington.com. Flow State of Mind.